Hey guys, it's June 10th, and this is our weekly Tuesday evening call. And we've got a special treat for you guys. We're going to be following up on what we talked about last week. And last week, Evan, you want to catch us up? What exactly did we cover last week? Do you remember?
Yeah, we covered things that drive you. Like think about which basically could be the reasons um aren't getting back with you. It's the level of confidence you approach people with. So you had us do complete a homework assignment to think back of a time in our life that we achieved some great, some big goal, and the traits that we had at that time to get us to that goal.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I asked everybody to recall a moment in time where they were successful. They did something that was big and it really stretched them. And then afterwards, to define the 10 characteristics or 10 qualities that enable them to get there. And the reason why we did that exercise, and just to catch everyone up to speed, was so you could be comfortable with who you are. Be comfortable with who you are. And so on this call, we're going to piggyback off of that, and we're going to dig a little bit deeper. Okay, because all of us, we have decisions that we have to make in life. And a lot of the time, we get hung up on that decision because we don't want to be wrong. We're not sure which one is going to benefit us more, which one is going to hurt us less. And the more that we get to know ourselves, the better we're able to make that decision. Now, Evan, we were able to talk a little bit before we started recording this call, so I'm going to use you as an example if you don't mind, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is all real life, guys. This is raw. This is in your face, raw right now. This is happening right now. Uh, Evan told me that he has a new job offer that is in another state. So he has to weigh the pros and cons on whether he wants to move or not. And we've all had those decisions. We've all had those life-changing decisions where we have to weigh, is it going to benefit us? Is it not? And it's so much more than just money. We start looking into our lifestyle. How old are we? Do we have kids? So what debt do we have? What obligations do we have? Where is our life at right now? If we would just take a snapshot, where is my life right now? And how is this decision going to affect me and where I want to go? So, it's very important that we are comfortable making these decisions, not second guessing ourselves. I was talking to Evan earlier on Facebook chat, and we were talking about decisions, right, Evan?
Yeah, we were.
Okay, and so everybody that's listening to this, I know you can relate. I know everybody can relate to this right here. You have to make a decision, but you don't want to be wrong. So it just weighs on you and weighs on you and weighs on you. So instead of making that decision right then and there, you procrastinate. It just weighs on you and weighs on you and weighs on you. Like, man, I don't want to be wrong, so I'm just going to let it weigh on me, weigh on me, weigh on me. And then when I do make that decision, I second guess it. I've made the decision, I'm in the act, whether I'm going on a trip or whether I'm moving or whether I'm taking that job, the whole time I'm second guessing it. And it just continues to weigh on you, weigh on you, weigh on you. Well, that's stress, guys. And that's what we don't want. We don't want stress. So what we want to do is we want to get to the point where we're making decisions like that. We're making decisions quickly, and it all starts with small decisions. What am I going to wear? I'm going to wear this. Boom. Okay, put it on. Well, now I'm going to wear that for the rest of the day. And I'm not going to second guess myself. I chose it for a reason. I look great. It feels comfortable. Life is good. Now I've freed up my mind to make other decisions. But as long as that one decision is weighing on me, then all of these other things that should be more important, that could be taking up my mind power, they're not. because I'm still thinking about this big decision. So now I have a Beachbody business in front of me, and I have to make the decision on whether or not to pick up that phone to call that person. I have to make that decision on whether or not to start this challenge group, to start making those phone calls to call these people. But I can't do it because I've got all the rest of this stuff on my mind. I've got this decision to make. I've got this decision to make. I've got this decision to make. Now, how long does it take to make a decision? Like that. 1 second. But how long does that one decision unmade take up space in our mind? A week? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? A month? So we're able to make quicker decisions when we get to know ourselves better. And one of the best things that I've ever done is a personality test. Now, there's different personality tests out there. What's the one that you like the most?
Myers-Briggs.
Myers-Briggs? I like Myers-Briggs too. So if you have a pencil, paper, or you're on your laptop, write that down. Myers-Briggs. Myers-Briggs. And we'll post a link on our Facebook group to where you can actually take a Myers-Briggs test. And on this Myers-Briggs test, what it'll do is it will give you 4 letters. And in those 4 letters, you're going to be able to identify your personality. Now, am I telling you that this is who you are? That I'm able to tell you exactly who you are and everything you're going to do with one simple test? No. That is not what I am telling you to do. I'm not telling you that that's going to happen. What I am saying, though, is that by taking a personality test and identifying what your personality is, and then going and doing a little bit more research on what occupations best fit that, or what roles best fit that, then it's going to make it easier to make those decisions. Because you know what you don't like, you know what you're strong at, you know what calls to you. So when I took my personality test, I found out I was an INTJ. And it helped me really be comfortable with myself. You know, INTJs, we're known as the masterminds. We're known as the thinkers. You know, we're known as the visionaries. What we're not known as are people persons. You know, I'm not going to be that charismatic person that is the life of the party that everyone's inviting to the party. I've tried to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy. I may never be that guy, but I'm okay with it. And there's a difference. There's a difference when I was trying to be that guy and faking to be that guy and being comfortable and okay with who I am as a mastermind. You know, it's allowed Steph and myself to work a lot better, you know, by understanding each other's personalities. You know, with Steph, you know, her strength is that she is a people person. You know, she is what are those animals that kind of take shape and form? Chameleons? Like, she's like a chameleon. Like, she can get along with anybody. Okay. Where me, I you know, sometimes I come off as aggressive or abrasive, and I always wondered why. Like, I was like, why am I like this? You know, what do I need to change? And then I realized I don't need to change anything. I don't. Because with Steph by my side, and her as a people person and me as a visionary, we can work together. You know, our strengths can work together. And I can surround myself with people to accommodate for my weaknesses. But getting back to you, you know, you want to take a look at what your personality is, because it's going to help you make those decisions a lot faster. You know, are you the type of person that is going to do this? You know, what is going to really put you in a bad mood? What is going to put you in a good mood? What is going to bring out your strengths? What is going to really hold on your weaknesses? Now, once you've identified that, Evan, I've got you back on the mic. Now, if you know what your strengths are you going to go towards an occupation that doesn't highlight any of them?
No, you'd be crazy to.
You'd be setting yourself up for failure, right? and then you're second guessing yourself. You know, so you take the time to know your personality. Now, what else does that do by getting to know your personality?
It allows you to step out of yourself.
Exactly.
And like we talked a little bit about it last week, and just really stepping out of ourselves and into the lives of others. And if we're constantly worrying about, like Ray in this situation, talking about decisions or talking about, oh, should I invite this person or not? Should I say this? Should I make this post or not? Then it's interfering with your movement, your growth in your business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it just allows you, I remember posting something, self-absorption is the number one obstructor between, that gets in the way of helping others. And so the more we get to learn about ourselves, the more comfortable we are with ourselves, then the more unique and creative we can be in our connections with people. And I think a lot of times we get blindsided by who we're not. And we see these great coaches, or even, I mean, when we first started, I was teaching and Ray was doing this full time, and I would watch him and I would say, man, you know, I can't do what he does. I can't randomly talk to people in a coffee shop. I'm too shy. I'm too soft-spoken. I just, it's impossible. And so it started just getting in the way of me reaching out to others, because I felt like it was just, I wasn't good enough for that. I couldn't do it. And so once I started taking the personality test, and which I hesitated at first, because I'm like, how is this test going to tell me who I am? We're all unique, and, you know, and so I was against it. But it of course, is not going to be a picture perfect image of who you are, but you're going to read it, and probably y'all, more than likely, y'all have already taken this test. Or maybe it's just a refresher course. As you're reading it, you're like, you identify, man, I can really connect to that. That is so right. And it puts things into writing. It gives you a concrete understanding that's right. And you put a name on it, you put a characteristic to it, and you stand firmly on your values, on your beliefs, on who you are, in order to reach out to others. And it also helps, in now I'm connecting it a little bit more to the business, but who you are is the people that you're going to be able to connect with the most as you're coaching them. And who you are is who you're going to attract. And that ultimately gives you fuel and excitement for coaching, because you're no longer stretching yourself and trying to be somebody that you're not, because it's hard for you to identify or connect with this person. You're automatically going to click, and you're going to find it becomes fuel. And you're excited, and it's so easy to just pick up that phone, because when you pick up that phone and you talk to them, it just feels like you're talking to a friend. You know, and that's something that I could do with Yvette. I can just call her any day, and well, she is a friend, right? But we're so similar in a lot of ways, and it's so easy to. And if I'm reaching out to somebody else that is completely different, like if I reach out to a guy like Ray, I'd be so intimidated and scared to do it, you know. And this is just it will slow down my growth in business. But identifying yourself helps you identify the people that you connect with and you can help out the most.
Exactly. And so the funny thing is that when I asked Steph to take the personality test, she was totally against it. She said, that's not going to tell me who I am. You know, you can't take a test and be able to tell somebody who they are. And guess what her personality read? This type of personality
is the most stubborn.
And think that there's no one else like her on the planet. I said, look, it says that right there. It tells you. So anyhow, you know, like Steph was saying, you know, it's going to allow you to get to know yourself so you can make decisions faster. It's also going to help you with your coaching. Okay, you're going to get to a point to where, okay, first you will be able to. Okay, let me backtrack. Based off of your personality, you may only be able to work with other people with your personality, but you may also be the type of personality that can work with all personalities, you know, kind of like a wild card. And when you have that wild card, then and you get to know other personalities, then you get to know how to talk to everybody. You know what to say to this person versus what to say to this person. Because this person, if they hear it, they might get motivated and inspired and gung-ho. And this person, if they hear that exact same thing, they might draw into their shell and never want to talk to you again. And as a coach, you have to be keen. You have to be aware of that. Just as a teacher is in front of a classroom with her kids, you have to identify which kids need how much attention, what kind of teaching. It's no different. We're all just big kids with egos.
Yeah, and it, a lot of times we only see our perspective, of course, naturally. We only see our perspective in things, and it's sometimes hard for us to see. We know our intentions and we know where our heart is, but another person doesn't really know. So in order to really, and I kind of lost my train of thought, but it helps you see yourself as others do. And so, for example, Ray, he's pretty aggressive, right? But to him, he knows his intentions and he knows where his heart is. So it's just like talking normally, and him, he doesn't see that. But being able to read that he is aggressive, and usually people shy away from those type of personalities, helps him step into other person's shoes, and now he knows how to communicate better with others because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So some people say it as aggressive. I see it as confidence. Like I tell people, if Barack Obama was sitting across from the table from me right now, I would try to sell him some P90X. But I'm confident enough to do that. But anyhow, our homework assignment for you guys is to take this test. Okay, we want you guys to take this personality test.
We want you to take it, read over it, and look at different profiles. Wherever you take we shared a link on this on the chat section on this, and I'll also share it in the group. But don't just rely on that profile. Explore different. Just Google it, INTJ. Well, that was mine. I just naturally said it.
No, I was INTJ.
I am an I have it right here. INFJ.
You're an INFJ.
INFJ. So just Google it and look up different personalities and profiles. And so from that, identify the 5 characteristics that you really said, man, that is so me.
Yeah.
That is totally me.
That's the 10 characteristics that you used in our last assignment. Try to see if they match up. Mm-hmm. See if they match up right there. I guarantee you that a lot of them will. And if you really want to make this fun, guys, get your spouse to do it too. Get your spouse to do it. Y'all both take the test, and y'all guys can see, how y'all guys match up with each other.
Well, it's funny because we do this. There's so many. We'll share another book later, but it's Personality Plus. And my goodness, like we were reading that, and we were laughing at each other's traits. We're like, this is so you. This perfect reflection. It's just funny to see each other, and it helps you understand each other as well.
Yeah, it does help you understand each other. Because then you realize you're not doing it just to piss me off. You're doing it because that's just what you do. Okay, I'm cool with it. That's just who you are. You're just stubborn. You were just a stubborn Latina. I get it. But anyhow, guys, that's all that we have right now. You have another homework assignment to take that questionnaire. But
I really want to further that connection and know that, hey, it's just not randomly telling you to take this personality test, but it definitely is a step and that we have taken, that we continually take. Like I know I've taken this personality test like more than 5 times since being a coach, just because I constantly want to remind myself. Sometimes we get distracted and we see these people being successful, and you're like, man, I suck, or whatever, and you tell yourself, and you get kind of down. And so reminding yourself who you are helps you value yourself more and more and really be comfortable in your own skin, which ultimately allows you to step out of yourself and into the lives of others.
That's what it's about, guys. So we're going to go ahead and stop the recording. Stay on the line so y'all guys, so we can talk just a little bit longer, okay? So for all those that are watching, you've got your homework assignment. When you find out your personality, please post it onto our team page so we can all get to know you a little bit better.
And share the 5 characteristics that really you connect with the most.